Hello. Hey, Bill. Good to see you. Hey, Melinda. Good to see you. Yeah, to see you as well. So thanks for having donuts with me today. As you know, the Chamber likes to meet with people in the community, whether business, nonprofit, share some of our locally made Boasted donuts with all of you. So,
thank you very
feel
much.
free to grab one, and then we can sit down and hear a little bit more about what you're doing out here. Bill, thank you so much for having me. Can you tell us a little bit about this place, what's happening at this facility, and more about what you're doing?
Sure. So Children's Campus is part of Small Miracles. We have 17 schools throughout Arizona. And Children's Campus is actually one of the newer schools that joined our company. And we educate children from 1-year-olds through about 5th grade. But elementary school kids are here in the summer, before and after school. 2 directors, the school leaders, have both been here over 20 years. In fact, one of them just celebrated her 20th anniversary last week. So, if you can have continuity in your school leadership, you're going to have a good school.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit, how is this funded? How is a facility like this funded? Where do you get your support from?
Yeah, so most of our families are here because the state of Arizona helps children and families afford the high price of tuition. So most people are funded through DES childcare.
Okay.
We have a number of families receiving Quality First scholarships, which is a huge help, especially when there's a wait list for new families trying to get a subsidy. And then we have very few families who are private pay, affording their full cost of tuition on their own, which is super hard in any neighborhood for any family that's trying to get their kids in care.
How do you work with, these facilities?
Well, thanks for coming.
No, absolutely.
And thanks for having us, Bill. I'm with First Things First, which is Arizona's early childhood agency. We focus on children birth to 5, and our signature program is the Quality First. That is centered around improving the quality of early childhood education throughout the state of Arizona. We do that in a couple of ways. We provide professional development for early childhood educators, and we provide incentives for providers to improve the materials and the experience in the classroom there at the facility.
Yeah. There's a lot of talk about this year at the Capitol, as you know, and we worked closely as much as we could with anybody who wanted to talk about this, because it's become a business issue. A lot of our employers are seeing their employees not be able to afford childcare in Arizona. Not even afford it, it's not available, and the quality that they're finding isn't up to any standard that they like. And that can be embarrassing for Arizona. So we've worked as hard as we can to get some funding. It wasn't as much as we were hoping for or wanting, but it was a good start to the conversation. Can you tell me a little bit about what you saw at the session at the Capitol? You mentioned DES funding. We were very concerned about that, Cliff. Anything you can share on that?
I think you said it correctly. We didn't get as much as families and children need in Arizona, but it was wonderful that the legislature and governor kind of renewed their commitment to early childhood education and making sure kids can access places like this. So I think our goal is to say thank you, and we're not done. With us at Children's Campus, we want the teachers to create lesson plans based on the needs of the kids. So if you look over here, it's the teacher who's come up with the lesson plan, as opposed to somebody in DC who's creating lesson plans for everybody across the country.
Hello. We've gotten younger now.
Yes, these are our youngest kids. So to me, if I was to go back into the classroom, I think this age group was where I'd want to be.
Really?
Right? Yeah, I think so. There's so much that they're learning, and if we do a great job with communication,
makes such a difference.
Yeah. Just teaching about emotion and helping people interact and learn to play together. So this school was awarded money and used it
to retrofit and
essentially a brand new playground, put in new windows and doors to make that front area especially safer. And then a little bit in the classrooms, but mainly outside and kind of security stuff up front. Yeah, so thank you.
What we are seeing is, particularly in rural Arizona where there's capacity and secure skill facilities, that the community is coming together to look and say, okay, what would it take for us to retrofit this classroom to serve younger kids? And a pre-K classroom requirements are obviously much different than infant requirement, and the real need and the most extensive care is at the younger age.
Right.
Really want to try and emphasize, what the impact of childcare is on business, because, we're recruiting a lot of business. Arizona's had all this momentum. Businesses come, they relocate, And then, surprise, surprise, do we have enough childcare to accommodate?
You and I have talked before about the impact on Arizona's economy. 30% of people have left a job or passed up a promotion because of childcare issues. 80% of people have missed work. The impact on business and Arizona's general fund budget is in the billions of dollars because of childcare issues. And so, no, I don't think we're doing enough. And I don't think it is just the government's responsibility, obviously. So the partnership with business is really key to understand what their workforce needs. And when we think about the fastest growing industries in Arizona, or the largest industries in Arizona, manufacturing, healthcare, construction, those are not 9-to-5 jobs.
No.
And so it is working in partnership with those employers to say, okay, how can we provide after hours, early morning hours care to support your workforce?
I think we have a governor right now, Governor Katie Hobbs, who does have a passion for this, and that matters. That, again, as long as she's talking about it, people have to pay attention. And we have some legislators, I think, who came pretty far down the road from where they started last session. So, looking at who was at the signing ceremony and sharing in the money that we did get this year. Again, we want more, and we need more. And I think it's better for the state, better for the economy. So, you have the commitment from us, from our members. We'll be partners. We'll do what we can to support. If you need something, if you hear something, Bill, reach out to us. Reach out, and we'll see what we can do to be helpful. If you think there's whether it's a commercial builder or someone who can be helpful on any projects, we have some of the biggest hearts of corporate citizens in Arizona on our board. So reach out, please.
Thank you for that.